When life becomes a trip, pack a bra, get a grip. So when the cup runneth over, the fam will get to sip. Yeah.
What's up, you guys? I'm your girl Bevelin and welcome back to my channel. I honestly don't know if I should be saying welcome back to my channel because your girl has been gone for so long. Like, I don't even remember when was the last time I sat down to record a video. But I'm back and I literally have no excuses of why I was gone for so long. I mean, life was hectic. I mean, life is always hectic. Our work was hectic. School was hectic. Everything was just a lot. So I just didn't get an opportunity to sit down and record a video. But I'm back and that's all that's important. Yeah, I gained a couple of subscribers while I was gone. So thank you guys to everyone who has subscribed. And if you haven't already, please do like the video. As you can see by the title of the video, I'm going to be giving you tips for the festive season. But before we get into that, I know I promised you guys I'm going to be showing you a little bit of Namibia. And I always used to be like, oh no, I don't have the equipment for it. But now I do have the equipment for it, to be like vlogging and taking you guys around. But I think I just realized that I was just nervous because I cannot get myself to vlog. Like when I take pictures in public, people are always staring at me. So now I'm even imagining me talking to a camera. Child. I don't even know what I'm gonna do, but yeah, I'm hoping I will get to that ASAP. Tip number 1. Pay your rent, pay your bills, settle your debts, everything that you need to do with your salary, do it. Typically people get paid around the 14th to like the 18th during December, so that they can be able to go for their leave while they have shopped and done all the necessary things. So what this means is when you get it, it's not simply for you to like last in December. It has to take you all the way till end of January till you get paid again. You have to like keep it in mind, like, okay, I need to make sure that all the important things are paid before I start like blowing my salary, because your landlord will not want to hear like, oh no, I spent my December salary on December keep Decembering, so I will not be able to give you the rent. They still want the rent. They will kick you out, right? They don't play those games. Have a budget and stick to it. There's no point of you having a budget and then not sticking to it. I mean, a lot of people throughout the year will not be abiding to a budget, but I think during the festive season, it's very important for you to have a budget, because it's very easy to overspend, to blow all your money and be left with nothing, simply because you want to express your love through gifts, through financial gifts. So you need to be able to have a budget that is very clear on the expenses that you have, the income that is coming in, when it's supposed to be paid, and all those other things. In that way you'll be able to specifically allocate money and priority. The big expenses, those are like your top priority, make sure they're out. Make sure that they're the main focus in your budget. Then if you're going to be buying gifts, make sure that you're budgeting for things that you can actually afford, that go hand in hand with your income. You can't now just be lavish just because we're in December or just because it's the festive season. Don't look at what other people are doing during the festive season in general, because it'll just put unnecessary pressure on you. Do what you can, do what you've been budgeting for. And I know maybe this tip is a little bit too late, but maybe it can be used for the coming years. If you're a person who generally likes to spend around the festive season on yourself or your loved ones, just save throughout the year, so that by the time you get to the festive season, you have enough funds to be able to spend on whatever you want to spend on. If you're traveling, have medical insurance. We all know that during this time, people travel, people want to go see their loved ones, people want to go see a new place. There's a lot of things that happen during the festive season, so it's very important for you to have medical insurance. Anything can happen, like literally the most unpredictable things happen during the festive season, because not only are other people also enjoying, you are also enjoying, and people tend to relax and put their guard down, and a lot of accidents happen. And we're still in COVID. When people relax, they tend to forget that there's COVID and it's a general spreading situation. One thing you don't want to go through is being in a foreign country or being somewhere far from home and you cannot pay for your medical expenses, because paying them cash is quite expensive. It's very, yeah, it's very expensive, and it's not something that you would want to go through at once. Speaking of COVID, we're still in the panorama. I mean, during the festive season, like I said before, people tend to relax. People tend to, just overlook certain regulations, and for your benefit and for the sake of protecting everyone around you, wear your mask, wash your hands, be safe, just stay healthy, and be aware of the fact that during the festive season, COVID is at its peak because people tend to relax, and you don't want to be one of those people who get affected by it. Do not drink and drive. Like, I think this thing is said over and over and over again during the festive season, that people just feel like people are saying it for fun. Like, it's a fun phrase, do not drink and drive, but I'm still gonna go drink and drive. People are having maximum enjoyment, people are having fun, people are drinking a lot. If you know you're gonna have one too many, just stay at home. You drive to the place you're supposed to go and make sure that you're staying there up until you're sober, because you don't want to be putting the whole world at risk just because you wanted to have one too many. It's really not necessary. Like, you're supposed to be celebrating, having fun, not killing people. That's not what this is about. In as much as we are in the festive season, not everyone has the same agenda as going to go and buy things to prepare for the festive season, or to buy things for your loved ones, gifts, presents, and all those other things. Other people are trying to benefit from you doing that, so you need to be safe. Make sure your belongings are safe, which brings me to my story. So I went into a clothing store. This clothing store is specifically for females and children, right? You won't find clothes for men here, and this is a vital part of the story. So the clothing store is in the CBD, and usually the CBD, I don't, I'm generally guarded in the CBD because I don't trust people. Like, wherever I am, whatever country I'm in the CBD, I am ready to fight you if you try and snatch anything from me. So I usually carry my bag like across my body, like those sling bags. Just put it across me. It's not a cute look, but I'm not trying to be cute. I'm trying to make sure that nobody steals from me. So I get into the shop, and my bag is like that across my body, and then I start picking up items. I take a basket and I start putting items into the basket. So I go into the section when there's like 0 to 24 months area. So I wanted to pick out some clothing items for a baby. And then I just realized it was just a lot of men in that section, which was very peculiar for me, because it was just very weird. You usually don't see a lot of men in that section. So I was just like, oh, okay, let me not generalize. Let me not be that person. Maybe they're buying for their kids. Maybe they're just being nice, whatever, right? So I see a cute outfit for like the baby that I wanted to buy for. And then I walk towards the rack, right, the clothing rack. So there's a guy, let's call this guy the guy in black. He was sort of standing in the way of me, of going towards the rack. So I basically said, oh, excuse me, the guy in black, and then he excused himself, and then I passed. So I basically take the clothing that I wanted, the piece of clothing that I wanted, then I wanted to pass. So now behind me there was just a lot of men. So I was just like, okay, let me go the other side, because there was just only one guy that side. So let's call this guy on the other side, the guy in yellow. So as I'm walking towards the end of the aisle, this guy is like standing, he's like standing next to the rack on the right, and he's reaching out for like clothing on the rack on the left. So I'm walking towards there and I'm asking him, oh, can you please move so that I can pass? And then he says he wants to look at the clothing. I'm like, okay, so take the clothing and look at it, or move to the side where the clothing is so that I can pass behind you, something. Like there's space for me to move. You're just making it inconvenient for me, right? And then he was getting a bit agitated, but I sort of ignored it because I was like, I'm not about to like have an argument about me wanting to pass, yeah. So I basically just moved with the intention of passing, and then he moved his hand, and then I managed to pass. So this was the last item I needed. I went to the queue so that I could pay, and then the guy in black comes towards me, right? Then he says he wants to pass, right? So when I got into the queue, I put my basket on the floor. So now I basically pushed it with my foot. He says he can't fit. I'm like, okay. So like I said, I was not in the mood for arguing with anyone. So I basically bent down to take the basket so that I can just let him pass, right? So I bend down, and then this guy bends down as well. He's reaching for my basket. Then he starts pulling the basket from me. So me, I'm like, what are you doing, bruh? Like, let go of the basket, right? So I was asking him, what are you doing? In the process of me asking him what he was doing, this guy in black, I feel my bag tugging at my neck. So I was like, okay, when I was bending, probably I got hooked onto something, or I don't know. Like, I was just very confused as to what was happening around me. So basically I turned around, like I see the guy in yellow, and he was literally in my bag. Like, he was literally inside my bag. And I was like, what is going on here? So because I was holding my phone with the other hand and I was pulling the basket with the other one, I decided I'm going to let go of the basket because I haven't even paid for those things. So why am I even fighting over them? So I let go of the basket, and then I turn around, I'm like, what are you doing? And then he's like, I'm folding the towel. Then I'm like, over my bag. So he was holding a towel over the bag, and he was like, over my bag, why are you folding the towel over my bag? And then he goes, I'm in the queue to pay. I'm like, no, you're not answering my question. Why are you folding the towel over my bag? And then he says, I wasn't. I was just folding the towel. Then I'm like, you opened my bag. Then he's like, no, your bag was open. I'm like, nah, my nigga, don't lie. Don't lie. My bag was not open. Why were you opening my bag? And then he says, I don't want drama. I'm like, So he turns around, like right at this moment, the sales attendant, the person who works in the shop comes in and then says, what's the issue? So then this guy's turning around to go away. I'm like, screw, where are you going? Like, where are you going? So I literally, like, at this point, right, when like reflecting on the story, I don't know why I was doing the things that I was doing, because if these people had weapons, I would have been cut, I would have been shot or something, I don't know. But I think the anger, the panic was all mixed in there, and I just wanted to make sure like nothing was stolen from me. So I basically pulled the guy literally by his pants, like by his waist. I literally pull him back, and I'm like, where are you going? I said, why were you in my bag? So I started checking my things, and I realized that my keys are not there. Like, I literally checked everything. I opened my bag, like it was already open to me. So my wallet was not out, but it was about to come out. Like, it was literally like almost out. So I take out my wallet, I check if everything was in there. I don't move around with a lot of cash, which is a good thing. I literally had, I think, $10 and some coins. So he was probably going to be very upset if he realized that there was no money and he stole, you know, if he had actually succeeded, he was going to be very upset because there was literally no money in the wallet. So I checked for everything, and then I realized my keys are not in my bag. So I'm like, in my head I was just like, okay, did I leave my keys at home? But then that didn't make sense because I usually take my keys with me. Or what's going on? I was very, very confused. Like, I was very confused. But I was like, I'm gonna take my chances and just say, my keys are not here. I was like, listen, my guy, my keys are not here. I was like, why would I take your keys? He was getting very aggressive. Why would I take your keys? Why? I'm like, I don't know, but I need my keys back. And the stores person says, just, if you didn't take the keys, it's fine, sir. Just empty your pockets and then we see if there's keys. So my keys specifically have my keys have a pink fur ball, right? And then I could see something bulging in his pocket, so I was like, no, yeah, you should just empty your pockets if you don't have my keys. So he starts emptying his pockets, and then my keys come out, right? I'm like, those are my keys. He's like, how do I know that they're yours? And I'm like, are they yours? He's like, no. I'm like, so they're clearly not yours, so they're mine, and I'm missing my keys. I was losing it because I was ready to fight. I was so ready to fight. I've never been in a fight, but in that moment I was ready to beat someone to the pulp, because I was like, this is some disrespectful stuff. Like, why? So when I get the keys back, the guy now in black taps me again. Like, I don't know why he kept on like tapping me, because I think what I concluded in that moment was that this guy was pulling the basket away from me so that he can distract me for whatever reason. Not for whatever reason, but for that other guy to be busy in my bag. But you know, thank God it didn't work. So now when that thought came into my mind and this guy is tapping me, I just went off. I don't even remember some of the things that I was saying. I was just shouting and I was like, don't touch me, don't you dare touch. Yo, I was throwing hands. I was about to. So guys, if those people wanted to fight, I don't even know what I was going to do, because I don't think I can even fight. But I just was really upset that, you know, I'm just here trying to spend my little coin and someone wants to take away from me my hard-earned money. Like, when I say I have worked for my money, and then someone just wants to come and take it from me, like, why? You know? So I'm now speaking to the store person, and then he's like, no, these guys always come here and they always do these things. And I'm like, okay, so why don't you guys report them or something? Because we cannot be coming into a store and we're feeling unsafe, and you know, because someone is about to steal from you. You know, this is supposed to be for me to shop, not for me to be playing, you know, Grand Theft Auto. You know, it's sort of, okay, it's not Grand Theft Auto, but like something like that. It was just very, it was a very frustrating situation, and it was very traumatizing. I mean, in the moment I wasn't thinking about how shaken I was, but afterwards I was now like, listen, I'm not even going to continue with what I wanted to do. I just want to go home, because I'm never stepping in the CBD again. You know, Namibia is generally a safe place, so you're always like really relaxed, but I always try and protect my you know, my belongings. But I would have never thought that would have happened here. You know, whenever I tell a story and people are listening, they always think I'm lying while I'm adding a little bit of spice. There's literally no spice in the story. I probably left out a lot of things because it was such a crazy scenario, and which is why I was saying you just need to be careful, you just need to be safe, make sure that, you know, you're fine, you are not exposing yourself to any sort of risk, you're not flushing anything, you're not, yeah, for your own safety. I hope you enjoyed the festive season, and I hope you spend it with your loved ones. If you cannot, I mean, we now have so many options for us to be able to, we might not be physically around each other, but we can be virtually around each other. Set up a little date with your family, set up a little call, have your food, they have their food. It's not the same, I know, but it compensates for something. So have fun, enjoy responsibly. Please do let me know in the comments down below what you'd like to see from me next, and hopefully between the time I post this and Christmas I would have had the confidence to drop a vlog. Yeah, I have some fun stuff coming up for you, planned to come up for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.